Hi, it's Peggy. I'm back again. The other day, I did the tutorial on how to make envelopes on the Martha Stewart scoreboard, and I mentioned somewhere along the line that I wanted to make the box envelopes. And so I had a couple of inquiries on how to do that. I really hope you appreciate the math that went into this. It hurt my brain. It's been a long time since I've used a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to sidetrack a little bit. You've probably noticed that the red line running down my scoreboard. I've noticed some other people that do that too, and you're probably, some of you, wondering what that is. If you want to do a diagonal score, and say you want to score from the top corner down to that score line, well, if you're trying to line it up with one of the lines over here, it's a little hard to tell if you're on the same line or not. So if you have that red line, you just match that corner up with that at the top and at the bottom, and you can see that, okay, that's the same line all the way down. So you just score it like that, and it just makes life a lot easier trying to figure out which line you're on. So that's why that red line's there. And then that was, I forget what I was doing with that. I needed another little line. But anyway, back to the envelopes. So you just have your standard regular envelope that you make, and then if you want to make a box envelope so that you can put thicker cards in it, this is what you're going to do. You need a piece of 8.5 by 8.5 paper again. Make sure I'm on the right line here and figure out what I'm doing. And you'll want to score that at 2 3/4. So you just look up your grid here and find where 2 3/4 is and score that. Stay in the line. And then again at 3 inches. This is going to give you a 1/4 inch, whatever you want to call it, depth of your envelope. So you score the one side, swing it completely around to the opposite side, which isn't that, there we go, and score at 2 3/4 and 3. Then just swing it one turn, and you'll want to score it at 3.5. Don't get your finger out of the way. There we go, 3.5 and 3 3/4. Swing it all the way around to the opposite side. 3.5 and 3 3/4. And this is going to give you your standard A2 size of envelope to fit your 4 1/4 by 5.5 size card. And you just notch those corners out. You can see here the corners there. No, it's not really corners, but the little triangles are here. That's what I'm trying to spit out. One more. And then you just fold it up So you have the double score line here. That gives you that little edge there, so it'll gives you some thickness to the envelope. So it's just that simple to make up again. Yeah, roll down. And then once you get that done, you just glue up or tape up the sides of your side flaps here with some strong tape, and there's your envelope. And then you can put a card in that, you know, if you got some flowers on it or something, it'll fit in without bunching up your envelope. Now, of course, that will not go through the mail. Maybe that size might make it, but I wouldn't. I think I'd put it in another padded envelope or something if I was going to send it. So I got playing with that, and then I got wondering, well, what about if we made it thicker? And make like an inch thickness on the envelope, so you could put something really thick in there. So that got me thinking, well, why don't we make it even bigger and make it a nice big thick one. So this one's 2.5 inches deep, where this one's 1 inch deep, but it's the same thing. Now this is a bigger, would hold a bigger card. That one's the same size, isn't it? No, it's a little bit smaller. Okay. Well, this was just playing around, so. But you can get something really fancy to put in there. This one I was thinking that you could store, I don't know what you could store in it. I don't know, I made it to store something, but I have no idea what I'm going to store in it. I put magnets on it, but the magnets aren't really strong enough, so I'm going to have to get stronger ones. I will leave you the measurements to do those down below on the description. The trickier thing, this takes a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and you would score that at 3 1/4, and then again at 5 3/4. Now this is getting really, that's right up at the top here. Can you see that? 5 3/4. It just starts getting a little bit tricky. And then you swing it right around, same thing again to the opposite side. And 3 1/4. By 5 3/4. And then just one turn. Now this is, you're going to have to move your paper down some and trying to get it lined up as best you can so it's an equal distance there. And you'll score it at 3 3/4. Stay still. 3 3/4. And the really tricky one here is 6 1/4. So you're going to have to go around the corner to the top ruler here and click or start scoring down from there. So that's just the trickiest part on making the big thick ones. And then just swing it around to the opposite side again. And you want 3 3/4. And then just slide it down so you can see what you're doing. And get up here to the 6 1/4 and score. And then again, you'll need to cut out this piece, which is considerably bigger than on your thinner envelopes. And that's a dog snoring in the background, if you hear that, wondering what that noise is. Probably have a different pair of scissors. It'd be faster. And there we go. And then you just fold these over. And there you go. Just tape those down and you got yourself a nice big envelope. Now what I did on this one is I put some paper all the way around, because when you tape this, you're going to get this loose bit on the bottom. So I just put a piece of trim around there to hold it together better. So, if you have any questions about any of these, just give me a holler and we'll see if we can figure out what we're doing here. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Take care now.